How offended are you going to be when you sit down in the attorney's office and one of the questions they ask you is, have you ever been convicted of a crime? Would you like to know why we ask that question? Come join me as I share with you exactly why. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury trial attorney practicing law here in the state of New York. During the course of our meeting, one of the key questions I'm going to be asking you is, have you ever been convicted of a crime? Now, the reason why I ask that question is very, very important. You see, regardless of whether you have or have not been convicted of crime, I need to know that information. Now, why would I need to know that, especially if you have a potential medical malpractice case here in the state of New York? The basic reason why I need to know that is because if, in fact, you do have a valid malpractice case and we go ahead and start the lawsuit, at some point during the lawsuit, you will be questioned in a deposition, which is a question and answer session under oath, and you'll be doing that in my office. And the attorneys who represent the doctors and the hospitals in your case will have an opportunity to learn information from you about exactly what happened and why. During the course of that question and answer session, they are going to ask you that question. Mr. Jones, have you ever been convicted of a crime? And if you have, and you then lie about it, your credibility is now shot. And that now will have turned the entire case from one involving the claims on the merit about whether or not you have a valid case to your credibility, your believability. If in fact you've been convicted of a crime in the past, I need to know about that so that now I can prepare you and explain to you the reasoning why they're going to be asking you that question. And the bottom line is, if you have been convicted, you're going to simply tell them the answer yes. You're going to admit it and then move on. You're going to admit it, tell them whether or not you served time, where, and some of the basic facts surrounding what happened. They're entitled to learn that information. You know why? Because if you don't tell them that information, I guarantee you that they will learn that information on their own, doing their own background investigation. And if they determine that you have now testified falsely, when in fact they have information that shows exactly that you have been convicted, now at trial your credibility is going to be destroyed. And they're then going to argue to the jury, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jones has told me in pretrial testimony that he was never convicted of a crime. And today here at trial, he has admitted, he's blatantly admitted that in fact he has committed a crime. And we have proof that we have shown to you that he has committed a crime. So let me ask you this, ladies and gentlemen. This is what the defense lawyer will say. He said, how can you believe somebody if they've testified falsely about one thing in the past? Here they are coming in front of you now asking you to award them compensation about a particular injury. How can you believe what he's saying about these other things? That's something in law known as falsus in uno. And by the way, at the end of the trial, the judge is likely going to be giving the jury an instruction that says, if you determine that a witness has testified falsely about one thing, you have the right to disregard that part of the testimony or every part of his testimony. And that can be devastating. So why do I share this information with you? I share it with you to give you an idea and an understanding of what happens in the litigation process in a case involving medical malpractice here in the state of New York. You know, chances are you're watching this, you have questions and concerns about your own particular matter. Well, if your matter happened in the state of New York, what I encourage you to do, if you have legal questions, pick up the phone and call me. I answer legal questions like yours every single day. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at lawmed10@yahoo.com. I'm Gerry Oginski here in New York. Thanks for watching.